Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be trying to draw a skull. I don't know how to draw a skull, but there's a picture of a skull on my computer and we're gonna try to draw it. Now how are we gonna start with the skull? Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm gonna start with trying to do the Loomis method for making a head, because that kind of reminds me of a skull. However, I've never used the Loomis method, so I feel like I should probably make this shape better. But today we're going to try to draw a skull. I just saw something that said drawing skulls can be helpful, so naturally I grabbed my sketchbook, threw it on the ground, and now I'm down here trying to do this with absolutely no idea how to draw a skull. Alright, let's try and get myself a circle. Yeah, that's not a circle. This is why I still gotta practice drawing circles too. But we're gonna get ourselves that, then we're gonna get ourselves that, and then that still looks bad. You know, I should have practiced drawing head shapes before this, but I didn't. Because what's the fun in practicing something before you do it? Alright, there. And then, like this. I don't actually know how the Loomis method connects the bottom of the face. I know that there's lines right there and there. Yeah, this looks wrong. I just realized I have no idea how to do the Loomis method. Oh, it's one of my hairs. Oh, it's because I sat that on my hair. I'm shedding. Alright, let's try again. There's a good enough circle. Then we're gonna get that. That's a good enough circle. We'll go ahead and make sure it's relatively straightforward. There we go. Then we're gonna want to, I don't know, give an eyebrow or something where that's where the eyes would be. So that would mean like this is where the rest of the face is. Am I supposed to just bend that straight up, or am I supposed to like do some shit with that? I don't know. I think I'm supposed to connect that to that. So this would kind of like go like that. I could be totally doing this wrong. I genuinely have no idea how to draw the Loomis method. But we're going to try to use this to build our skull, as of using a little base. I didn't need to do this. I could have just tried to draw the skull straight up, but I felt like having some base down, even if it's not fully correct, would be somewhat helpful. But I'm also starting to think that's not true because of how I did this. Because this is not very good, is it? We're going to try to draw the features first, just so I know where to place everything else. Why the features first? I don't know. I just said why, so I'll know where to place everything else. But I just feel like this would be a little bit easier if I do like the eyes first. Do a little shitty sketch for the eyes, so I can see where they are in relation to the rest of the head. This would be a lot easier if I actually knew what the human skull looked like. However, I do not. At least not off the top of my head, I don't. I do have a picture up there. Just so you know, I do have a reference of a human skull I just also have no idea what it looks like. Anytime I look away, I pretty much have to look right back up to the reference because I have no idea what I'm doing. Now we're going to erase all of this. We're going to try again. Erase it a little more permanently when we erase the other stuff. I can still see the other stuff, but I honestly don't even think I'm going to end up using it. Why? Because, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I should have definitely looked up how to construct a skull. Or at least tried to study what the fuck a skull looks like. Because, goddamn, I have no fucking clue. Should I try to draw it at a different angle? No, I already started drawing this one. Why would I move to a different one now? How big should this be? That part should be about... Let's see, if I hold my pencil up to the reference, that's about how big it is if I hold up to the reference. I'm not measuring it. But, and then in relation to that, that's about there. And I would say that right here is about a third of the head. So this should be about a third of the head-ish. So that means there should be a space like this big and this big. But that's way too big. That's not fucking true. I'm gonna say it's not true because that's too big. And because I don't know how to measure things. Turn on, Mr. Reference. Thank you very much. We're gonna add our eyes back in here. There we go. Try to go like this, and let's try to actually build it. Before I was just trying to do something quickly, but what if we try to actually build the skull? This is my first ever attempt at drawing a skull. I'm going to record my second attempt after this video too. And what's going to be different between my second attempt and this one? That I'll have drawn a skull after my first attempt before this skull. So that means that I'll have some more information. Will it help? Only time will tell. I assume it'll help, but I don't know how much. But that second drawing of the skull will go up as one of the vacation videos that I still need to come up with a name for to group them all together. And I will not elaborate further on that because I don't care to. But this part go like that. You can think it like this part and try to like get the skull. I don't know. Try to make it look more like a skull instead of like a mess. I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, I don't think this is looking bad necessarily, but it's not exactly looking like as good as I would want it to. But, you know, it's my first time trying to draw this with absolutely no previous knowledge. So it's going maybe good. I don't really have anything to compare it to besides this actual picture of a skull. So I can't really say for sure whether or not it's like a decent drawing. And you may say, oh, but you've got the regular picture of a regular skull right there. Why can't you say it's good? Because is just hyper-realistic human skull exactly a good measurement of me drawing it? I don't think so. I think a 3D model probably would have done better. Because they're usually simpler. I mean like one of the simple 3D models. Not like one of the more detailed ones. Because I won't be adding the little cracks that are like all along the head and stuff. Not going to be adding those. Honestly, just don't care to. Alright, where does this halfway into there is where this is, and then right there is where this one's gonna be. Alright, and this sort of goes out a little bit, then goes straight, and then goes like that. And, alright, let's try and add some of this. Because, well, we're obviously not going to draw real fucking teeth, because why the fuck would I do that? Trying to draw the teeth how I remember seeing a 3D model with them one time, like in a... when I used to try to make games, looking at models. I think it... but didn't it have, like... it still had, like, marks. If I go by, like, trying to make the face more 3D, this isn't exactly perfect, and it'd definitely be better if I actually knew what I was fully doing, but this isn't looking that bad for a first try. It's definitely not great, but it doesn't look that bad, I don't think. I'm gonna wait, obviously, till I finish the drawing to make any final judgment on the drawing. Because, well, I would like to wait fully until I judge it. Right, I'm kind of messing this part up a bit. Because this part's all messed up with proportions. Right. There we go. Definitely not the best thing I've ever drawn or anything. And, trying to add these lines to sell the 3D-ness of it more. But, I honestly couldn't tell you if these lines are actually working or not. But, it's not going to stop me from drawing them, because, I mean, fuck it, why not draw them? It's not going to take away too much from the drawing, I don't think, so. Alright. And add, like, a curve right there. And beautiful. It looks bad. You can't really tell what's going on. But it's not actually done. I obviously could call it here and be like, oh yeah, done, doodly done, doodly done, do. If I wanted to just be done with it. Because I was like annoyed at it or something. But I'm not annoyed at it. So we're going to do this. We're going to erase it. It looks better erased. That's always a good sign when your drawing looks better erased. And then we're going to take lime here and do colors. This isn't color. What am I fucking saying? That's color. That's something my sister drew on my hand. Can you guess what it is in the comments? Wow. There's stuff on my arm too. And my legs and my feet, but I'm not going to show those. Because I don't know how I would awkwardly do that on the camera. Or I don't know how I would not awkwardly do it. As if, like, it would be an awkward position for me. I mean, I could just, you know, grab the camera, bring it down, show the stuff on my legs. I also just don't care that much. My knees say knee and left knee, and my feet both say foot, and then above it, it has an L and an R. And then on my arm, I actually drew this stuff on my arm. I connected all the moles on my arm. And that's why those are there. I connected all of them. Trying to, like, decipher what my lines are. Trying to also keep in mind what the actual skull looks like so that we can, well, still have a normal skull, but with having this normal skull, I am butchering some of the fucking proportions and where stuff should be and shit like that. Butchering some of it a bit. Definitely not a huge fan of where I'm placing everything. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Is this the inside or outside line? This is the outside line, so let's go ahead and get that here. And then we'll also get that there. No, that's not gonna fucking work. I'm just gonna throw my pencil at the paper, but then I remembered that this is a mechanical pencil and the lead will break. And I already throw this thing around enough as it is. We're gonna pretend like that's really nice and wonderful just so that I can move on to other things and not focus on this for a long amount of time. Because I definitely would, and I don't want that. I want to spend not much time on it. Wait, but that's the top of the nose, so this is actually supposed to connect with this part here. Oh, I did that completely wrong. Whoops, hold on, never mind. I just did that wrong. I can't just leave it like that. I did it wrong. Okay, so I drew this for it to connect to as of like the outside. And then I drew that, or I'm drawing this and that, all for it to connect to dip down into nose shape. And then right here, go like this. And bingo. It looks like a circle. If we add some stuff, is it gonna make it better? No, it is not. How do we make it less circle-like? I genuinely don't know. Alright. Go like this. Go like this. That's good enough, I think, because I don't care too much at the moment anymore. After enough tries, I stopped caring as much. My standards just slowly get lower and lower. Alright, let's go like that. To yet again cover for the teeth, because, well, we're not gonna draw teeth, because fuck that shit. Not drawing every individual tooth, that's fucking bullshit. Alright. We're gonna pretend like that's good for the moment. Because I kind of did curve. Yep. No need to continue what I was saying. That covered all of it. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get the curve for these teeth. Yep, those are some beautiful chompers if I've ever seen them. Beautiful. What a beauty. Yep. Yes, sirree. Beautiful. I can just say stuff. It doesn't matter. This is the internet. Well, we lowered the jaw, though, but we can probably just raise it back up. It doesn't really matter. But we do actually kind of want it this low so that I can connect this, actually. And make it a jaw, you know? Go like that. And then there. And then that. And then add some 3D to it. Awesome, perfect. That looks exactly like a skull. It looks more like a skull than the other one did, but I also haven't added the eyes or anything else yet, so we can't fully judge him yet. Except for I will judge him. Judgy, judge. You look like you could use some milk. Except for milk doesn't actually strengthen your bones. We have been lied to when we were childs. I'm pretty sure it actually can weaken your bones. I don't remember though, because I did not care to actually do all of the research into that topic, because why the f do I care when I don't drink milk? Yep, that's perfect. What a beauty. Beautiful. God, I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, I'm definitely thinking the second try is going to be... hey, turn the back on. Second try is definitely going to be better, but we can still hold out hope for this one still being tolerable, and hopefully you can still tell it's a skull. I mean, I can tell it's a skull right now, so I think that we're still winning. We're still doing pretty darn darn good. Alright. It's hot in this room. I should have turned my fan on. Not important to the video. Just wanted to say it, because it's hot in this goddamn room. Alright, yep. What a beautiful skull this is. He's beautiful. My child. What shall we name him? What shall his name be? I'm gonna draw a front-facing one next time. What shall his name be? His name shall be Gerald. Gerald the Skeleton. We'll just do round. Fuck it, I don't care. Alright, there we go. Here is Gerald the Skeleton. There's kind of isn't there like an eyebrow bone muscle? Well, if a muscle isn't part of your bone structure, but muscles hold on to things, usually bone or cartilage. Cartilage doesn't muscleify, but we're gonna pretend like in this case it did. Maybe, I don't know. Still don't really know what I'm drawing. I mean, that's like there. I'm like saying stuff as if I'm not looking at a real skull, but also like I don't know what any of these parts of the skull actually are. I have no idea what they are. I'm not a skull expert. I was gonna say I've never even seen a skull, but that's not true. I've seen multiple skulls in real life, but it doesn't matter. It's like, why have you seen multiple skulls? Because I've been in a museum. Alright, let's go ahead and just shade the dark areas in, because why the fuck not? And there we go. There's our beautiful skull. Here's, I already forgot his name. What was it, like Dave or something? No, there he is. He's not that bad. But it's not good. I'm gonna do some more of these. See you later, or tomorrow, or whatever. Bye.